Hello and welcome to Touch the Plain Tarot. I thought it might be nice to talk about and look into what potential for abundance that you have into this lifetime, what your idea of abundance can be. It's an opportunity to expand our definition of abundance. It's also an opportunity to dive into how we can unlock that abundance, what steps we need to take, how we might need to redefine abundance, or what might be blocking that abundance. So we're going to let each reading unfold the way it's meant to and go where each individual reading needs to go. So there's 3 groups for you today. I thought it would be interesting to, when talking about abundance, to use the Sherwood Forest Oracle deck. That classic story of Robin Hood where the outlaws will steal from the rich to give to the poor is in itself a rebalancing of abundance. And so let's dive in for group number 1. You have the Saracen, and that is paired with the Dumortierite crystal. For group number 2, you have the Green Man, and that's the card 22, if that is a relevant number for anyone. And it's paired with the Green Grossular Garnet. And for group number 3, you have the Major Oak, and that is paired with the Prehnite cluster. So I'll leave the camera rolling for you to tune in, to meditate, and discern which group is right for you today. Take as long as you like. Feel free to pause the video, and I'll see you in your reading. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. You chose the Saracen and the Dumortierite crystal. So to start your reading, let's get some information about the type of abundance that's available to you in this lifetime. This, I think, wanted to come out. The type of abundance available to you in this lifetime. I felt like there was, yeah, it is this one. I get 2 of these. I haven't exactly decided on a format. We'll just pick whatever cards feel right. What type of abundance is available to group number 1 in this lifetime? This one, I feel like this one wanted to come out. Let's get one more. Okay. The gift. Sleeping Beauty's dream, intellect. I'm never sure how to say this one. Melpomene, I'm not sure. Okay. The Hanged Man. The Page of Wands, the Tower, and the Chariot. Okay. Group 1, let's start by talking about the Saracen. He's a mysterious character because of the wisdom he embodies. This is a character who is well traveled and has gained a wisdom through those travels, and is using both his personal history and ancient wisdom, and then he's also pairing that with intuition. And those are his tools for the strength and the calm and the balance with which he brings to whatever situation he's involved in. And that's really interesting. The Dumortierite stone is a stone that talks about past lives. It also talks about the third eye, self-confidence, strength. These are qualities that the Saracen has. Let me read a little bit from the guidebook here, because I think it's phrased very nicely. I may present as an opposing view or a different path, that the one previously thought to be the easiest or most appropriate for yourself. I will accompany you on the forest trackway, watching your back, and also there to offer guidance and encouragement, although it may not be the route you originally intended to take. There's something here about being open to a new view. That's what the Hanged Man card is all about. The Hanged Man has put himself here to see the world from a different perspective. And the light around his head is the illumination that he gained from doing so. So to me, that was an interesting pairing here, because the Saracen has the wisdom to be able to do this with every decision. There may be structures, societal structures. What we're taught is supposed to be our path in life. We have to go to college for a particular degree, and then we have to work, an 80-hour work week for the rest of our useful lives. And that's our path to success. Well, we live in a world now where that may have worked for previous generations, but it's not working anymore. And I think this is why the Tower card came out in this reading, to represent those structures, that path it's talking about here. The path that you thought you were going down isn't the path that you need the strength to go down. I think that's reflected here in the Sleeping Beauty card. The castle depicted here is surrounded in thorns and is not really maybe this is the path we thought would bring us abundance and a sense of fulfillment in life, and that's no longer an option. Again, this is about the path. The path, it's like the courage to, Page of Wands is a new energy. It's exciting energy. It's a confidence to move forward, and a despite that new path being new, it's the confidence to move forward with that. Optimism. See the positive side, even in tragedy. So that's about a balanced view. That's this optimistic Page of Wands energy, but it's also a balanced point of view that the Saracen would have when he comes along something blocking the path. This is not a character who would get thrown by that he would have the wisdom to confidently take the next steps to address that situation, whatever it is. So that's interesting. It's like having the abundance here that is available to you is not a tangible abundance. It is an intellectual. You actually have the intellect card. It's an intellectual ability to have confidence in one's ability to tackle any situation. And you know that you will still be okay with every instance where you have to change course. You have an abundance of wisdom and a strong intuition that can feel abundant to you and gives you, it's a mental, it's an energetic, it's an emotional abundance, like a safety net, that you know you can rely on your own skills, your own resilience to pivot and shift and to be able to see things from a different point of view. And you know that you are going to be okay. And that, wow, that is truly an inner abundance that's more powerful than any type of physical abundance. Because through your own ability to move forward, your intellect, your strength, emotional balance, the stone talks about confidence, you're able to say, okay, so I thought this path was going well, I need to change course. And you're going to be able to tactfully do that in a very, I want to say smooth way, because of your experiences in the world thus far. You're able to anticipate the steps ahead so that you're not taking a 90-degree turn. You're not taking a 90-degree turn. You're able to, I hope this is making sense. You're able to take a more graceful change of direction because you have this balanced approach. There's something else here, and I'd like to get more information on it. We have this enlightenment moment. We have this intellect that seems very similar, something bright that you're looking toward. and the gift. Perhaps there is some spark of inspiration that guides you along in all of these decision-making opportunities that happen along the way. So, and I guess that sounds like the kind of thing that could be different for everyone listening to this, but let's see if we can get any more information about what is this. More confirmation that you're being given something. It's like you have this divine mission and you're not going to let go of it. She's not going to let go of this, whatever it is. This is being held preciously. This is saying it's coming from, it's even more precious than just you alone, and it keeps your sight on moving forward. The Page of Swords, the swords are about clarity. Clarity for how to move something forward. You can see the wind is really... The figure here is looking in the direction the wind is coming from. The wind is pushing against. And that's not going to stop. It's not going to stop someone with such a strong will. Woo! Slippery cards. Okay, can we get any more clarity? This is very jumpy. What was this? Four of Wands. Yeah, there is something very dear to your heart. Through focus on this, it's coming up again and again. It's this special destination for you. And I think that group one, each listener is going to know what that thing is. It's coming up here, here, here. This is the destination, whether that's a physical destination or a goal, or a principle by which you intend to live your life. That's guiding the decisions that you're making along the way. And that is creating a situation where you have strength, balance, confidence, and intuition that creates this structure for you. Creates this structure to where you don't have to worry about if you're going to fall, if you're going to stumble. That's a very strong, wow, that is very, what a comforting feeling, group one, to, be able to know that you've got you don't have to rely on anyone else or any other societal structures, that you've got this. That is a cool sense of abundance. So I'm going to take a second to clear up these cards, make room, and we're going to dive into how to unlock this, and or how to unblock you achieving that sense of abundance. So I will be right back. Okay, group number one, I've made some space. Let's take a look at how you can unlock whatever that was. Just, I feel it so strongly. How can you unlock and or unblock the path to your abundance? Can we have messages for group number one on how they can unlock or unblock the path to this something here? The path to their abundance. I'm feeling this sort of separate and distinct question. Whatever that is wanted to come out. I think that's coming out too. Perhaps we need to frame it a different way. Is there something they need to do to unlock the path to their abundance? Wow. These cards are just slipping right out. I don't usually drop cards this much. There's a lot that still wants to come out for your reading today. Okay. We have messages for how to unlock or unblock that. The path. Is there something they need to do? Stranded. Morning dew girl. Saturn. The artisan. It's strength. This is definitely a character who embodies a lot of strength. Strength in their wisdom and knowing, as well as physical strength. You've got the Page of Wands again. Okay, group one. This is starting to feel like a message that might be hard to hear. But likely the thing you need to hear the most. You're currently in a structure that's designed to confine you. And all of your best efforts keep getting eaten. It's the story of Saturn eating children. Imagine that these children are your efforts, your creative, the things that you have worked hard on and put out there in I want to say a job, an employment, and that employment structure, you know, I brought up the 9 to 5 sort of workday earlier. That is inherently designed to get us stuck from being able to choose a different path. Some people like that structure and it works for some people. It works for some types of careers. It isn't necessarily working for everyone or a good model to build our future on. So I want to say if this doesn't apply to you, if you feel like a 9 to 5 job, a 9 to 5 grind isn't stealing your creativity, isn't stealing your efforts, there aren't people taking credit for your hard work, you're fighting against, you're in this sort of perpetual fight against this structure. If that's not for you, then don't take that message. But I have a feeling that this is something that's really important for a lot of people who are viewing today to hear. And you're feeling stranded. You're stuck in this grind, but you're feeling stranded because you don't have a way to move forward. It is, so let's look at the dew girl here for a second. If you can see the detail in the card. So there's all these droplets of dew and she's collecting them. So taking a pause here. I think the Saracen card actually says something in the guidebook about that. Taking a pause to collect. Okay. Sometimes it is more productive and efficient to step back and take a second look at the decision or a path you have committed to. this is a call for you to take a step back and evaluate. That's not in any way saying or advising that I'm telling you to quit your job. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is time for you to get into a reflective state and start to maybe you even make a physical list of all of these wins that you've had along the way, all of these things that you've done right, all of the times when you took something that wasn't going in a good direction, and you were able to mold it, twist it, and get it to go in a different direction. Those are little moments of this type of wisdom. Instances where you have, maybe there's a tense situation in the workplace where people aren't agreeing, but people want to move forward, and you were able to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and remold it, reframe it so that everyone moved forward together. Take a mental note of these wins. These are opportunities where you were building these life skills of wisdom, balance, and strength. An ability to be flexible and adaptable. Collect all of these, and they may start to form this new picture of who you are as this character that embodies strength and wisdom. You're able to take all this chaos. Reflect on those moments where you've been able to take all this chaos and turn it into something you can move forward with, and maybe even that other people have been able to move forward with as well. These instances where things didn't work for you, keep you from seeing those things that are the wins. So start to formulate. This is a great exercise that I'm kind of coming up here for you. Start to really reflect on those moments where you have created a win and how that happened. And that you're starting to see how you have built yourself this cushion of abundance, this ability to be strong, to be calm, be balanced and flexible, that will allow you to change course whenever you feel like it, and you're going to be okay. This is you creating, this is the Artisan card. This is you creating a new way. It's creating a new path. I can guarantee you this Hierophant doesn't like this artist creating a new path, but so it's a new, fresh and new. That Page of Wands came out. It's fresh, it's new, it's exciting. It gives you that abundance, and that you need to kind of, if we remember that gift from the last set of cards. Sorry, I put it back in the deck to make room. Remember to keep your eyes set. You keep your heart set on that guiding principle or that guiding goal, and you're going to be able to maneuver to that goal. And that is your success, being able to have, in each time you make a move, a change, a decision, knowing that it's toward that goal is your sense of abundance. That's a really cool thing. You have collected so much wisdom and knowledge that you're going to be able, this structure can't stop you anymore. you're not going to feel like this anymore. Once you start to really take stock of how successful you have been in the moments that seemed unwinnable, and realize too, these efforts that maybe someone else took credit for over the years, they're still wins for you. They're things you learned from, they're things you accomplished. As you meet new people along your path, you're going to be able to look back on those things as dewdrops rather than failures. And it was all for a greater purpose. And you can sleep at night knowing that every decision to move you make, you're making it for the right reason. And you have the wisdom to plan it out so that you don't fall. It's that feeling of confidence. And yes, you might make a few mistakes along the way. But boldly moving forward is much, much better in the long run than to continue to stay in this energy of feeling stranded. And I hope that I hope for you, group number 1, is that you can continue to rely on your wisdom and your intuition for moving forward with confidence and with strength. I think this is all I have for you today, group number 1. I hope you found something valuable in the reading, and if you resonated with the messages here today, please give me a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you back for another reading. Bye! Hello, group number 2, and welcome. You chose the green man and the green Grossular Garnet. Let's find out what you need to know about the abundance that's available to you in this lifetime. What do we need to know? What does group 2 need to know about the abundance available to them? It's this one. You have more information on what group 2 needs to know. Please have more information on what group 2 needs to know about the about the abundance available to them in this lifetime. We've got to shuffle a little bit more here. Wow, that's just too many cards. Hang on. Oh, transformation, liberty, strength, Urania. I need to check in the guidebook. 10 of Cups, Knight of Swords, 3 of Wands, and Queen of Cups. Okay, group 2. Let's talk about the Green Man to start off your reading. The character of the Green Man is a more of a spiritual essence of nature, as opposed to physical person. There is a sense of freedom when it comes to the green man, that the essence is always available in nature. So let me just read this from the guidebook about the green man. It says, I am all that is green and growing. I walk this world in search of life, and where I find it, I infuse it with new energy and strength. This I may do for you, even though you are not by nature rooted. Yet you understand the need to grow and flower, to give your best in all circumstances, and to understand how deep is your relationship to the natural world. I show you how to break out the confines of brick and mortar and walk freely in the world of hill and mountain, stream and river, and all that lie in between. So there's definitely a huge sense of the idea of freedom, liberation. This card is the Serenity card, and that feels very along the same lines as sort of a sense of freedom. The thing with transformation here is that force of nature, the idea of a force of nature being able to transform the world around us seems key here. And I want to take a more literal symbology from the idea of the green man. We talk about, since this is a reading about abundance, the more obvious interpretation of the word abundance is financial, and we talk about money being green. So there's something here about the connection with nature, freedom, and your ability to manifest financially. There's a sense of freedom within this card as well to me, because there's like the Queen of Cups is cups represents emotions in the tarot, and the Queen of Cups has an ability to experience a full, free range of emotions. Oh, I see. You know, this is a mythological character, and the mythological character by nature wouldn't be mortal. There is an abundance available to you. Okay, sorry group 2, it took me a minute to see how all this connected. The abundance available to you is something that you are creating within this lifetime, grows of its own nature once you have had that spark of inspiration. This feels a lot like creating a company, and we are talking about nature here, so there may be principles within that company that are governed by making sustainable choices or bringing natural products to people for a more healthy lifestyle. There's something inherently important about the natural world and being able to responsibly, as a human culture, fit into that natural world that we live in. And this feels like through that beautiful, intuitive, I don't know, intuitive's not the word, but a sense of responsibility that you feel for the environment, and that includes humanity, has the potential to create a company or business, some type of thing that will grow and grow and grow and affect many people, and will outlive you. It's the sense of abundance that you're creating for others and not just yourself. So there's some ball that you can start rolling that will continue to roll for generations to come, and to bring, we're talking about balance here. We have this something, about the Serenity card is about balance and flow. We balance and flow because the ideas and concepts that you can put into this endeavor are coming from a very balanced place, an understanding of the way the world works, so that the company is created in a way that it's receiving and giving and receiving and giving in a way that's beneficial for everyone. It isn't sort of draining on a resource. It isn't sort of draining because it's too expensive to operate. It's something that's going to continue to provide into the future because of the naturally balancing elements that you have had the wisdom to create. And this type of concept could go into many different industries. These are principles that are core to you. And in creating this sustainable, responsible company, that is setting you up for financial abundance. It's also setting up ripple effects through your community, through a larger community. When we have the ability to create a business, and it can have nationwide and even worldwide reach, because of advancements and things like shipping. You can get products out to a much larger area. So there's something very important to you in the structure of whatever this endeavor is, to make sure that the decisions the company makes are going to maintain balance, in environmental balance, environmental balancing with economic, in balancing with what the product, whether it's a physical product or a conceptual product, whatever that service is giving in a balanced way that allows it to be successful for generations to come. That is so cool, because it's not only giving you a sense of a strong feeling of abundance and comfort in this lifetime, it's that for your family, and it's that for generations who will continue to be involved with this business as time moves forward. This is really cool. And this is something that feels like, yes, there's happy people in this card, but we're also seeing an image here of a lush green environment. We have really beautiful blue water. There's something vibrant about the nature that's depicted in this card, and this is something that you can move forward with. The Knight of Swords has momentum, right? That's a fast-moving knight. Once you start that momentum forward, others will see the value in what you're doing and help you push that momentum. And eventually that's going to be something that you're going to be able to look at it from a distance and say, wow, I created that thing and it's now functioning on its own, and it's become something bigger than me, something that you will be proud of, to pass on to future generations when the time comes, because you did something, that you created a company that's giving back to the world, without depleting from it. That makes me, because we're talking about the green man here, and that's a sort of a nature spirit type of concept, it makes me feel like sustainable practices in whatever company this is, that would be something that would be important. You know, maybe it's minimizing plastics, or maybe it's going the extra mile to make sure there aren't chemical byproducts from what you're making. You kind of get the picture here, where this has a ripple effect and can also set a good example for other companies for how to successfully, because I think the argument with some companies, they don't want to step up their sustainable practices because it's expensive. They don't think that their product can be successful if they start to take extra steps. But you have the wisdom to come up with a sort of strategy that is maybe not answering all of those questions, but it maybe is answering a lot of them, and it can set up an example for future companies. So it feels like the abundance here has a much larger ripple effect than just your reality, right? It affects a lot of people, and can be inspiring to others when they are creating as well. So that is that's very cool, group number 2. Okay, so I'm gonna take a moment to clear these cards and make space so that we can dive into what do you need to do to unlock this, unblock it, unlock it, or what steps do you need to take. So give me just a moment. Okay, group 2. So now that we made some space, let's take a look at what you need to know to unlock. Yeah, just that one. To unlock, unblock, or what steps you might need to take. What does group number 2 need to know about their abundance? How to unlock it? Something. I can use both of these. Okay. Oops. Wow, we have one in reverse. I wasn't intending to take reversals. But it happens, so let's go with it. What does group number 2 need to know? Get a little more specific with our question. I feel like a lot of cards are jumping out. What does group number 2 need to know to unlock this abundance? Okay. There's no such thing as coincidences. Group number 2. You are group number 2, and you have the card number 22, the green man, and card number 22, like a bird. So if the number 22, if you're into angel numbers, you may want to take a look and research and find out what that means for you. That might be relevant. There's quite a theme of freedom. Think of birds as being very free. The moon. The 10 of Swords next to the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups. You've got the 10 of Cups again. Wow. Okay. Okay, group 2. A story of what you've been through is unfolding here. We have the Emperor, and the Emperor card in this deck talks about excessive power sometimes enslaves, and we also have it paired with the Knight in reverse. That fighting for the weak is the duty of the noble. Okay, on your path thus far, group 2, have you encountered this guy along your path, who has created abundance for himself, but has done so by taking advantage of those under him? The gender does not matter here. I say him because it looks like him in here, but this person along your path, it does seem to be like an employer, a particular person, or an employer that might have a group of people leading. So it could indeed represent a group. But that group has fostered an environment of taking people who work for them, trapping them in a way, taking away their power to succeed at a higher level. This is where you can be, whereas they're capped at a 9 and they can't move in the progression of the tarot. That group is capped at a 9, but you are not capped. You have sort of an infinite ability to create abundance, because because this structure has put you in this type of energy. This is your time to reflect. The moon is about going in and reflecting. That something in the guidebook in No Ring Today. Let me go back and see how this is phrased. On dark days, turn your face toward the sun and let your shadows fall behind you. Slip on your dancing shoes, if only for a moment, and let the energy move through your body. Okay, this is the key part I wanted to read to you. Surround yourself with positive, happy people to foster an environment where you can shine. In your creating this structure that will bring you and many others abundance, you've learned from watching these people do these things, and you have an opportunity to choose to do it differently by surrounding yourself with positive people to foster the environment that you want to create, the environment that you can conceive of, that you'd like to create. This is a good opportunity to really look at that. And surround yourself. And it may be that you are in the position to make those decisions. You are in that position where you're going to take the initiative to build a team, and you can build the team that resonates with you and your vision. Okay, maybe this person has XYZ things on their resume about building a company, and maybe, you would have said, that's the person to hire, but then you meet this other candidate, and they don't have quite as strong of a resume, but you just know that they get it. They get your vision and fit nicely into your view of what you want to create. That's the right person to hire. It's about doing things differently to create this vision of yours. And I think that's the challenge that's being put to you right now, is to make steps toward that. But before you can do that, it's about stepping into your power and saying, I can choose differently. I can do things differently. And then that starts to lift you. That starts to lighten your load and allow you freedom, lifting, like clouds, the rain falls, the clouds lift. That is the way to, sorry, there's some fuzz in the air. That's the way to lift and elevate your whole idea and allow it to break free from structures that weren't working. You have this idea. It's like the bird here is the idea of what can be, what you can create, and the excitement of that idea. You can see there's actually wings here. That gives your idea it's not so much ambition, but it's like, yes, it's ambition, but it's it's also the tact to know which things to do to get things to move. It's like a Capricorn energy. It's like, yes, you've dreamed the idea, but not only have you dreamed the idea, you can break it down into the practical steps and do the steps, and somehow that's effortless for you once you've been able to break free from this type of energy, and the people associated with that. I think I'd like to get a couple clarification cards for you. Some advice. Let's have some advice on how can group number 2 move out of this energy. Can we have some practical advice for group number 2? The Queen of Cups. You've got the Queen of Cups already. Oh, here it is. Okay. The Queen of Cups has the freedom to feel her emotions, but she lets them flow away and doesn't get drawn into them. By feeling the emotion, by feeling these things, then you can release them and let them go. And see, her gaze is on what's important here. Some interpretations of this card would say that this elaborate, I guess this is a cup, oh, I don't know. This elaborate cup is the ability, it gives her the ability to see into the future. So in your focusing your sights, letting all this go and focusing your sights on the thing that you want to create, allowing yourself the grace to feel the emotions so that they can be released seems to be the advice there. And perhaps that's different for each of you. Finding a healthy outlet to, maybe that's the traditional counseling where you're just simply talking through those feelings with a professional. Perhaps there's a I'm thinking of actually sound healing work where vibrations can actually start to, particular vibrations can actually start to loosen trauma from the body and allow you to then release it once it's just a really wonderful healing modality. So that might interest some of you. Do we have any more advice for group number 2 and how they can move past some of this? Something right here. Which one is it? It was this one. Which one was it? It's this one. Did you get the 3 of Wands before? Detaching from that emotion, detaching and looking at it from a distance. Oh, when you pull back, when you try and reframe what might have happened to you, pull back and look at it from a different point of view, look at it from a different vantage point. Like the ships floating out to sea. Allow the negativity, let it go. Honor that it happened for you, learn the lesson so that you're not going to repeat those things when you are in that position of power. But imagine those experiences floating off into the distance so that you don't have to see them again and be pulled down by them again. But at the same time, it's good to also remember where you came from so that you don't make mistakes that others have made. Let's pull one more bit of advice. Is there anything else the group 2 needs to know? Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles seems nurturing. Nurturing this. It's not going to all happen at one time, but continuing to be patient with it. Give this project of yours and what you want to build gentleness, love, and so that you can see it continue to grow. And you might even be surprised at how quickly it moves. So, group number 2, this was your reading about abundance. If you resonated with the messages here today, please give me a like and subscribe. I'd love to have you back for another reading. Bye. Hello and welcome. Group number 3. You've chosen the Major Oak, which is a place card in this deck, and the lovely Prehnite cluster. And while I was shuffling, I always shuffle between each group to clear the deck. This card came flying out, the Art of Seduction. So that seemed really like it wanted to be seen in your reading today. So we're going to take it as one of your cards, and let's find out more information for you. Am I holding that right? Okay. Group number 3. What abundance? What does group number 3 need to know about the abundance that's available to them in this lifetime? Okay. What does group number 3 need to know? Well, that's 3 cards. Let's shuffle some more. What does group number 3 need to know about the abundance that's available to them in this lifetime? It's this one right here. Okay, we have more information for group number 3 about the abundance that's meant for them in this lifetime. These cards are being very bold right now. One more card. What does group number 3 need to know? Come here. Right there. Okay. The senses. Burrito. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not. The Moon, the Wheel of Fortune, the 6 of Wands, and the 4 of Cups. So the major oak is where the outlaws' camp is located. It says, a place of welcome and homecoming where all are allowed to lay down burdens and refresh themselves. Says, if you sit beneath the tree and listen, you may well hear the laughter of the merry men and even the notes of Robin Hood's horn. Recent investigations, suggest the major oak may be what is known as a mother tree. One of which is found in most forests. This tree is literally the heart and mind of the whole wood, connected by a complex root system and mycological, I hope I'm saying that right, links. I believe that's different mushrooms have been known to have root systems where they're all connected underground. Complex root systems with mycological links with all the trees in the area. The idea that the great forests have both personality and consciousness is something that has been misunderstood. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Something that has been understood by shamanic practitioners for many centuries. Science is finally catching up with this knowledge. That is very interesting. That would suggest to me group 3 that your sense of abundance may be about a place and the people that and the connections and the family and the friends, the community that revolves around that place. Just like the mother tree in the forest. And we have a lot of feminine energy coming out here with the concept of the mother tree. The concept of the mother tree and the art of seduction. So feminine energy is all about creativity and creative potential. Right, it is the feminine that births humans into the world, literally. But when we're talking about energetics, everyone has feminine energy, and one of the ways that that's expressed is the art of creation, literally creating art, or creating our life, creating the vision that we have in our mind, creating our dreams. And this is not a conversation of gender. This is something, this is within everyone. And oftentimes, especially in the typical working world, the feminine, the creative ideas are kind of suppressed for a prescriptive path, and it's sometimes difficult to be able to be in touch with that feminine aspect. There's something in, I just want to check the Art of Seduction card, because it talks about it talks about she's whispering something in his ear. What kind of secrets is she telling him? Okay, so this seems to me to be perhaps group 3. Is there a version of your reality, of the life you want to create, that you're afraid to say, or you're afraid to admit? Is there something about you that wants to build a close-knit community of family, friends, and what did it say? The laughter of the merry men? Is there something missing from your world in such that your idea of abundance is people and connections? And this Art of Seduction card, there is 2 figures here. Perhaps we are all complete people. And this is actually what this card is talking about. Remain solo while blending with the choir. This is about maintaining a sense of self, but also being a part of a whole. That is what can happen when this seems to me like part of your idea of abundance is to bring in that loving partner that you will. Yes, this card inherently talks about lust, but it's also more than that. It's about having the right partner that you can build the right goals together. You're building this idea of this major oak, where you feel a sense of home with you and the ones you care about. It's that much more successful and rich when you have found that partner who is that person who's the right complement to you. This is someone who also sees this and wants to support you and takes an active role in financial support's one side of the conversation, but it's also emotional support. It's also supporting you in ways that can help you achieve this and help the 2 of you achieve this together. So your sense of abundance, true abundance in this lifetime, is about place and what. Yes, there may be nuances within that. How do you get that? Yes, you want to build the right community. Yes, you want to bring in that divine partner, potentially a soulmate or a twin flame. And there's the more practical aspects of that. Where is this place? Okay, where does this happen? And how does this happen? There inherently may need to be financial resources that are sort of cultivated to be able to achieve whatever this goal is. It seems to be like this might be something that's part of a stepped process, and to have a partner to go through those steps with seems to be part of your sense of abundance. There's abundance inherently may mean for you stability. There may need to be a certain amount of stability that you feel in coming to union with this other person that allows you to say, okay, now that we have this stability, now we can expand upon that. And then we can expand upon that again, to create whatever picture. Maybe this major oak is symbolic. Maybe it's, maybe this is having a beach house and all the extended family. They're all in the same little community, and it feels like you're forever home, and you know all the locals, and you have these great block parties, and it's just an environment where everyone feels like they have a sense of home in that environment. Perhaps it's so don't take the tree too literally. Perhaps there's a tree involved in this, perhaps not. It's symbolic of your particular vision, but the tree is a symbol of place and homecoming. And that feels, there's a tactile quality to this. You've got this cluster. There's so much detail, and that's a very rich experience to hold this cluster. This is a very rich experience, I would imagine, to touch the bark of this tree and feel the leaves. There's touching of the rose. There's touching I don't know, it's like a little dragon. It's like a little dragon here. Perhaps that seems to be, when I think of dragons, I think of something that may exist within the dream realm. So this is the senses card. Perhaps there's a tactile quality to the environment that you want to build. Perhaps you want to create this lovely garden where you have wonderful sort of outdoor barbecues, and there are flowers around, and you're activating your senses from lovely food and from the beautiful flowering plants that are around you. Perhaps there's some sort of sensual, tactile quality. Maybe you envision this having a house, but you see it as having a lot of luxurious fabrics, even if it's not expensive stuff. Maybe you like different textures in your furniture, your window coverings. There's a perhaps there's something for you, group 3, that is a senses sort of abundance. I'd like to clarify both the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Wands. Can we have more information about why the Wheel of Fortune has showed up in this reading? It's a beautiful card to get in an abundance reading, but I'd like some more information about this. The Wheel of Fortune. Why do we have that? Some clarification. It's this one. Two of Wands. I'm sensing a frustration that, like, the Wheel of Fortune is a need that you are feeling at this time, and that spinning the wheel, it's like, it's making me think of I don't know if this is relevant for everyone, but I think I need to say it in case it's relevant for some. It's making me think of dating apps. Like, maybe you keep swiping and you're hoping that the next swipe might be that one person that, and I'm hearing like, where are you? Okay, where do I need to go to find you? The figure here in the Two of Wands actually is holding a globe. Like, looking for that perfect place. But the thing is that the perfect person has to come before the perfect place. Because you don't know where. This is feeling like something that might be going around in your head. I've never really taken the Wheel of Fortune in this way. It makes me think that, you know, like, this is a zodiac wheel, and you're wondering who that perfect match is. You know, who you're maybe even getting into what zodiac signs, what would my perfect person's sun, moon, and rising signs be, Venus signs maybe. You feel a little bit stuck here. And you want to feel in this, yes, I want energy, but you don't know how to get to that. And there's this, are you looking in the wrong place? Are you looking in the wrong place? Maybe the person you're looking for isn't in the place that you envision being. The gaze is on these 3 cups when there's this cup. And this, I always thought that the decoration around the middle of the cup here, it looks like a heart to me. Like, here it is, this is the one you've been looking for, this is the one you're going to love, but there's like a sense of, I said I was going to clarify here. Maybe clarify Six of Wands. Just get more clarity in general for the situation for group 3. This is also confusing to me because it feels like the Queen of Pentacles. See, she's in this sort of abundant, she's in this sort of, there's beautiful flowers. this seems to be that the Queen of Wands is already here. So I think the thing we're stuck on here in this reading is that, sorry, group 3, you've stumped me a little bit. It's that you have a vague idea of these things that you want and the picture is not clear yet. You're looking. What type of place would I feel at home? What type of person would I feel at home with? What types of things do I want with me in that place to make me have this sense of fulfillment? And how can I get there? So I think that's where we're going to leave part 1. And if you give me a moment, I'm going to clear up these cards and we're going to take a look. And this might be more helpful for you, group 3. We're going to take a look at how you can unlock this. If there's anything blocking you, what can you unblock, or what steps can you take? So we'll get a little bit more advice for how to get you out of this stuck feeling. So I'll be right back. Okay, group 3, let's find out. I really feel like the question here for you is how to unlock this abundance. And I want to say how to unlock this dream for yourself. Let's do one more shuffle. How do we unlock this dream for you? That's it right there. A long way home. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Okay. A long way home. Day and night. Day and night. Can we have some advice for how can group 3 unlock? Let's shuffle again. What's this one? Celestial power. Wow. And divine light. Group 3, this is a twin flame connection, and I want to tell you that there are higher powers at play. Let's shuffle again, I'm talking too much. Okay, we got to unpack this a little bit. I'm getting a very bold message here. Divine timing is really why you're feeling stuck, because you know there's more for you in the sense of abundance in the life that you want to create, and you're having a hard time pinpointing exactly what that dream is. That's because there's more things left to unfold. The long way home, you will get home, you will get to that sense of abundance with the person you're supposed to be with, and that will happen for you. But it looks to me like there are more things that need to happen. The day and night card, this actually just obviously reminds me of Princess Leia. I mean, the hairstyle's not exactly the same. And I believe it did, I have done a Star Wars themed reading, and that did come out for a Han Solo group. You can't make this stuff up. The energy aligns in ways that are wonderfully perfect, even when unexpected. This might be saying, these two cards in conjunction are saying there's more things for you to do before you're ready for this. And that's okay. And this is also saying that person and maybe also that place might be different than what you thought. And that you need to just trust that all of this is going to happen exactly how it was meant to happen. So that said, let's get some advice for you. Steps you can take to get closer. We have some more advice. What steps can group 3 take? Sorry if I bumped the light. Steps group 3 can take to get closer to this manifestation. Okay, star card. We are going to cover up the star card. Okay. Okay. 9 of Swords. There's still healing for you to do. Group 3, there's still healing that needs to happen. Sometimes in life, when we want to manifest something and we're frustrated that it's not there yet, it's really because we're not quite ready for it. Perhaps there's something unhealed. And when we're talking about twin flame, that's very likely the case for your person as well. There could be something unhealed that is what you should, healing is what you should focus on right now. There's a sense of clarity with the Page of Swords. It's like, I don't want to say cutting, but for lack of a better term, cutting through the fog of pain. Pain that's undealt with can create a scenario where we push others away unintentionally by getting triggered. So perhaps there are relationship hurts that have happened in the past that might even go back to your childhood. That might even be stuff that you're bringing with you from a past life, and getting those triggers identified and healing those triggers can help you become the person you were meant to be. And when you are that healed, no one's ever healed, not all the way, but when you have been healing and getting closer to who you're meant to be, that's going to attract in Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is going to be able to sense you in some way, whether you have some type of social media presence, whether you have, I don't know, written a book and then they end up becoming aware of your book, and potentially there's some sort of magnetic pull that will happen once you have stepped into your power and have healed, I'm picking up on, healed your fear to be seen. That seems like a lot to unpack, group 3. To heal your fear of being seen. That, whatever that is for you, whether it's being self-conscious of putting out your creative work and getting negative critique, that's a legitimate fear that successful people just have to get through somehow. Whether that's maybe there's a fear of meeting people. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that this could be, and I think each one of you would know probably when I said that what that is. And that's part of the healing process, and don't think that you have to go through that alone. Readings like this can help you understand that there may be something that needs healed, but don't be afraid to reach out to professional help to really find a therapist who might be able to help you unpack that. You may discover through talking with someone that that there may be things that are need healed that you weren't really even conscious of. Another thing that could be really helpful is like an automatic writing, journaling. You may start to write about something that you think is a past hurt, and then through writing that you discover a different thing that's also hurting. And this type of self-reflecting process takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not like anyone's ever totally healed. But that's the beauty of it. As long as you're working toward it, you're making progress. You're just listening to this reading and understanding maybe there are things that you could work on to heal. That would be, just awareness of that is a really big step toward getting to these things that you want. Can we have any more advice? Can we have any more advice for group number 3? The Three of Wands. The Three of Wands makes me think of like taking a step back and looking at something from a distance. And that could be part of the healing process. Taking the more looking at things in retrospect can give you a different perspective on things. Let's see. The Two of Cups. And so this is probably a very important point for you. No one is ever healed. This is the Twin Flame card. No one is ever healed, and coming into union with the person you're supposed to be with is and can be very healing. to have someone that you feel very comfortable with and can act as a mirror to yourself is a very beautiful thing, and you won't be completely healed when you meet this person. But to work on that healing now can make it much, can really kind of just aid this whole process along for you, I think. Yeah, I think that's all that, I think that's your reading for today, and knowing that there is actually someone out there who you will heal with, that's a really encouraging thing. And all of that is part of the journey, this long way home. That sounds frustrating, but this is part of the journey that can get you this feeling of abundance that is even more than you could possibly dream right now. So, group 3, this is your reading. I hope you found something helpful in the messages today. If you like this reading, please give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you back for another reading. Bye.